Nirudyay Bachao, Unemployed Bachao. I am Siddhartha. So, a warm welcome to everybody, especially Telangana and Andhra Pradesh students and risk fighters of everybody. Friends, today, before reading the English papers, I say in Sri Netaji Study Circle provides a unique type of coaching like you never see such type of style. I say it is most unprecedented way of coaching, and you will surprise when you see that. And I say, friends, once you attend the classes in Netaji Study Circle, you never forget such experience in your entire career, because completely practical way we are giving. Just once you visit the Netaji Study Circle, then decide before going to any coaching center. Once you try to visit Netaji also. Later you decide whatever you want. Yes, that's the latest update I want to say with you. Now let's start with the Hindu paper today. Friends, both sides disengaging from Pangang Lake area, says China. India's source says some tanks, armored elements being withdrawn, troops remain. I like to read out this news because China is always provoking Indian army, which is not acceptable. Even I don't understand what is the China intention on India. Every time China makes a lot of nuisance, nuisance, utter nonsense, I say. Utter nonsense, complicated, compelled the India, I say. And I would like to say one more thing also. I don't understand what exactly the conspiracy behind it. Sometimes they're hypocrites, vultures of the world. Every country knows that China is a vulture and hypocritic country. They say something and they have another intention inside of their heart. They never support other countries in a open mentality. They don't have. I tell you one thing, friends, here. See, China military announced on Wednesday that frontline troops of India and China had began disengaging in a synchronized and organized manner from the north and south banks of Pangang Lake, where both sides have been locked in a standoff for months, which an official source in Delhi said was the first step in the long process of disengagement and de-escalation. This restarts the stalled process of disengagement in the most protected military standoffs between India and China, indicates that resulted in the death of 20 Indian soldiers and an unknown number of Chinese casualties at Galwan last year. Let's not forget the past experience of India. We should not forget that. How pathetic situation it was made before. It was occurred the line of control, line of place and border areas. See, Defense Minister Raja Singh would make a statement in Rajya Sabha on Thursday. His office tweeted, "This is the first phase of disengagement with some tanks and armored elements on the south bank being withdrawn, as well as thinning down of troops on the north bank." A government of India source said, however, troops continue to remain in key positions. It would be a multi-step process for disengagement and de-escalation along the line of actual control and would take time. Yes, said a second government source. People's Liberation Army, which belongs to China, Senior Colonel Wu Qun, spokesman for the Ministry of Defense, said in a statement issued in Beijing, the Chinese and Indian frontline troops at the southern and northern banks of Pangan start synchronized and organized disengagement from Feb 10th. This move is in accordance with the consensus reached by both sides at the 9th round of China India Corps commander level meeting. Every time they hold commander level meeting, they hold minister level meeting, they hold prime minister level meeting, but there is no use. It waned completely. Twitter must follow Indian laws center. India laws. It expects full complaints of its order with the government. And Twitter it laggerheads over issues related to content removal and freedom of expression. The center on Wednesday expressed deep disappointment over the microblogging platform's partial complaints of its order. gradually and with substantial delay. In a video conference with Twitter's Vice President of Global Public Policy, Monique, and Deputy General Counsel and Vice President Jim Baker, Information Technology Secretary Ajay Prakash, said while Twitter was free to formulate its own rules and guidelines, Indian laws which are enacted by Parliament must be followed irrespective of Twitter's own rules. According to the ministry statement, an official source told The Hindu that during the meeting requested by Twitter, it was informed that the government expected full complaints of the blocking orders and that it was unlikely to revisit the list. We will continue to advocate for the right of free expression on behalf of the people we serve and are actively exploring options under Indian law both for Twitter and for the accounts that have been impacted. Twitter, however, said that no action had been taken against the accounts of news media, entities, journalists, activists, and politicians. To do so, we believe would violate their fundamental right to free expression under Indian law. We informed METI, Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, of our enforcement actions today, Feb 10th, it said. The meeting follows a blog post by Twitter where it said it withheld a portion of the accounts identified in the blocking orders given by the government. Jailed activist Rona Wilson's computer was compromised. A report by Arsenal Consulting, a digital forensics firm from Chelisa, US, has cast doubts on the electronic evidence gathered by the investigating agency against 42-year-old activist Rona Wilson and 15 others arrested in the Bhima Korean violence case, including Surendra Gadling, Mahesh Rath, Shoma Sen, Sudhir Gawala, other people. Arcel Consulting, which was roped in by the American Bar Association to examine a clone of the hard disk of Mr. Wilson's computer, stated that a hacker controller his computer for a period of 22 months to plant documents, which led to an investigation that supposedly unraveled a Communist Party of India conspiracy to eliminate Prime Minister Narendra Modi in another Rajiv Gandhi type incident. UP police gunned down man after constable is killed. The police gunned down a man is Kasgang district of Uttar Pradesh early on Wednesday, just hours after bootleggers killed a constable and left a sub-inspector seriously injured. Following a tip-off, two policemen went to Nagla Dimar village to serve a warrant on a wanted criminal linked to an illegal liquor manufacturing unit. They found brothers Moti and Elkar and 5 or 6 others making illicit liquor, the police said. The accused surrounded them and opened fire with country-made pistols and fled with a service pistol and cartridges. Elkar was later shot dead in an alleged exchange of fire. Modi bats for reforms, invites farmers for discussions again. Congress Trinamool DMK legislators stage a walkout. Prime Minister Modi on Wednesday once again invited the protesting farmers to the negotiating table to discuss the 3 continuous farm laws. Responding to the debate and the motion of thanks to the President for his address to both houses of parliament, he termed in the Lok Sabha the protest as pure. During his more than 90-minute speech, first the Congress and later the Trinamool Congress and the DMK staged walkouts. The last, Mr. Modi said, were a response to the need to introduce reforms to avert the crisis that was looming over the agriculture sector and sought to provide alternatives to farmers for a market for their products. Mr. Modi made same thing. Yeah, the Congress hit out at the government saying it only. Modi made a strong pitch for reforms, ending status quo regarding many sectors of policy and negotiating a strong space for India in what he called a new world order that was unfolding in the post-COVID-19 era. PM clarifies, clarifying on his coinage of the word Andolan GV, professional agitator. When he spoke in the Rajya Sabha, Modi differentiated them from what he said were Andolanjeevi, a professional agitator or agitators among farmers whose specific issue was with regard to the three laws. I consider the farmers' agitation as pure. But when Andolan GV joined them, what happens? Placards of writers, these in jail for violence pop in these protests. Toll plazas are public property. To capture them in this part of a pure agitation, when telecom towers are broken in Punjab, is that commensurate with the aims of the farmers with regard to these laws, he said. KCR turns in ire on Congress BJP leaders. Chief Minister uses harsh words against BJP leaders at Halia meet. Chandrasekhar Rao lost his control. Many times lost his control. His cool at a public meeting at Halia on Wednesday when some people tried to distract his speech by waving papers. Stay calm or just to leave. No one would be affected if you are trying to disturb. There will be many dogs like you. An annoyed chief minister said of the few who tried to distract him, you are not even a handful. You will be turned into dust. He said and ordered the police to remove them. Mr. Rao at the same time noted that leaders from Congress and BJP in recent times were behaving as if they have lost control. He described the BJP leaders as new beggars and said they should not indulge in senseless activities and disturb the atmosphere, but organize a public meeting for the people to decide. There are limits to patience. If you cross them, we know what we should do. He warned. The chief minister also cautioned people to be aware of political jackals lashing out at the Congress. He said the grand old party was responsible for the backwardness of Nalgonda. He said development programs of the government like Mission Kakatiya were labeled as projects for commissions, while the TRS was Raitu Bandhu. The chief minister termed Congress as Rabandhu vultures under whose regimes farmers committed suicide. Loot was yours. Blame is on us, he said of the Congress leaders. However, I would like to say on this issue, Mr. Chandrasekhar Rao, Mr. KTR, I am asking you on live, I am questioning you. You have promised a number of things for unemployed. You said before the elections, even you have mentioned in manifesto. What is that? You have said you are going to provide the unemployment allowance. You also promised until you fulfill your promise. You never ask votes. I am asking you, why are you asking votes right now in Nagarjuna Sagar bipolar elections? I know very well Nalgonda people, Nalgonda youth, Nalgonda risk fighters, Nalgonda scholars, Nalgonda employees, Nalgonda voters. They are very much, aware of the constitution system. I say, particularly who are belongs to Nagarjuna Sagar and Nalgonda. They are highly educated. They know what is right, what is wrong. Don't think that they are innocent. They are not innocent. They definitely they defeat you. They give their best lesson to you, because one lesson was given. One lesson was shown in Dubbaka and GHMC. Now Nagarjuna Sagar. Later you see. And also you are going to lose in graduate elections also, Mr. KCR. Openly I am telling you. An open secret I would like to share with you. You are giving money, you are giving schemes, you are giving everything to Nalgonda except benefit to the unemployed. I would like to reveal a good secret for you, Mr. KCR. Please help to the unemployed. Take care of youth. Very soon you announce, not very soon, mention the date and month. We want notification calendar. We want SI constable, groups, TET, DSC, and other notifications also, JLDL. If you announce those with the date, you will be survived. Otherwise, you cannot. No one will help you. God knows what happened so far. People knows what happens. People of Telangana wants to know that. Youth wants to know that. What is your intention? What is your step? Why did you promise if you are unable to do it? You are defeated already. Now you move to the Hans India. PM defends formulas. Modi says agri reforms will create new options. Congress TMC stage walkout. Hyderabad set to get center for additive manufacturing. KCR blows Sagar Bipole Bagle. Chandrasekhar Rao blew the bugle for Nagarjuna Sagar Assembly by elections by shoring soaps for the Nalgonda district. He announced 20 lakh to each of 540 gram panchayats in the district. Besides 10 crore and 5 crore to the Nalgonda and Miryalaguda municipalities, respectively, worth over 180 crores. Addressing his first public meeting at Halia after lockdown, Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao on Wednesday vowed to end the water woes of Nalgonda district forever by pumping water from the Paleru reservoir of Sitaram lift irrigation scheme in Khammam district to Devulapalli balancing reservoir in Nalgonda district. He said estimations have been prepared to take up the project at a cost 600 crore to pump water from the Godavari river to the Krishna river, which has unreliable water flow during summer seasons. He promised that all these projects will be completed in 18 months. If he fails, he will not seek votes in next general elections. KCR also announced to take up construction of 2 more LIS at Virlapalem and Topcherla following a request made by the local MLAs for which orders will be issued in a couple of days. He assured to complete the Baswapuram project and supply water to Aleru and Bonagiri Assembly constituencies by June this year. CM vows to empower Dalit. No decision yet on free vaccination for people above 50. Twitter yields black success to 500 accounts. Greater Hyderabad mayor poll today. India-China begin disengagement at Pangang So Lake. TR zeros in Banjara Hills Corporate Gadwal Vijayalakshmi for the mayor post. Now we move to Telangana Today paper. Let's see 1,000 crore scheme for Dalit uplift program will start from unusing or ensuing financial year, says KCR. Foundation stone laid for 13 lift irrigation projects. 186 crore aid for municipalities and local bodies in Nalgonda district. New Asara pensions, ration cards to be issued soon. See, when he mentions soon, to be issued, will be completed, will be taken care, we go back, we go soon. These things, people never believe that. People are very much aware. The reality, ground reality. What you promised, it cannot be exercised, it cannot be practical. I am sure the people of Nagarjuna Sagar, they already decided to defeat you. No one can help you. See what are the schemes you have penetrated, whatever you said, all are jokes. It cannot happen. GHMC mayor election today, simultaneous polls being examined. Twitter suspends over 500 accounts. Center rules out cutting fuel taxes. Skeleton remains found in trunk box. City formed to set up solar cells. Modules unit. Troop withdrawal begins from Pangang Lake area. Farmers stir. Sacred Modi urges them to come to the table. Slams oppositions. Misleading tactics. 4-hour rail roko on February 18. Now we move to Deccan Chronicle. 1,000 crore CM boost for Dalits. Funds to be allocated in Telangana state budget for 21-22. CM lays foundation for irrigation projects. PM defends farm laws, slams open. Angry opposition walks out after Modi remark. 4-hour rail roko on February 18 by farm unions. National politics for KCR after polls to 3 states. MPs to keep off. GHMC mayoral electors. No water woes for farmers in Telangana state, says Harish. High Court allows male nurses to apply for Singareni post. Twitter refuses to shut accounts. Petrol diesel prices at fresh highs. Now we go to Times of India. Government mulls arrest of Twitter officials over non-complaints. Now, dismantling of INS Virat stopped on plea. Man marries Dalit lover for fear of arrest. Decriminalizing begging. Supreme Court to examine petition. 7.7 magnitude quake on tsunami watch. Skeleton found in box in short shed for 10 months. 5,900 held under UAPA in 1619-132. Convicted. 11 farmers ended lives in 2 months in AP. Making to headway into tunnel. Rescuers ready another plan. Government mulls arrest of Twitter officials over non-complaints. After 9 months, India, China start disengaging in Pangang So. Ahead of bipole in Nagarjuna Sagar, CM's largesse for Nalgonda offers bonanza worth 2.7 crore for the district. In a first KCR campaigns for bipole in state. PM bats for PVT role in economy, asks why Babus are running PSUs. Kin of a farmer who died during rally moves High Court. Experts say wax not advised for pregnant women. Next, Elgar accused moves. High HC cites US co-evidence planted to his laptop. Finally, I would like to read it from all the papers, friends. Narendra Modi information is highlighted. KCR speech also highlighted. Twitter and China-India issue. Friends, I tell you everything. You understand the reality. We must aware of that. Everything is in our hand. Whenever we get the opportunity, we should not lose that opportunity. That is today's message. I have taken a lot of time. Thank you for your support. Please share my videos and like our videos. Subscribe our channel. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. I am signing off. Yours Siddhartha.